Hello and welcome along. Today on Coldborough Park Farm we are going to be doing some baling. So we're going to bale up the straw that we from our harvest from the last two episodes. We're going to use our T6 160 here to do it with our New Holland roll belt. And we will see how far we get. So without further ado, let's hop in and get started. A little bit of weight to the front. Turn on our baler and drop it down. We'll set our cruise control to stop at 100%, and off we go. So this now, hopefully, should go quite smoothly. I'm going to do 80. There we are. Close that up. And away we go again. I'm just going to take a weight off for that. I don't think we need quite so much weight on the front. Wow, 2 bales before the end of the first headland. That's quite something. That's a lot, actually. Ooh, that's not what I expected. We are going to have an awful lot off here. Yeah, I just want to reverse up a little bit and catch that little bit extra that we missed before we get on to the next bit of headland. There we go. 98, 99, 100. So I was hoping I was going to get to talk about this tractor a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to. Because this is the in-game standard T6, and the reason I want to talk about it is because it's the T6 from FS15. So obviously brought over by Giants as part of the main game for 17. It's a little bit of an odyssey in that it's an old shape that's standard in the game. The T6, the new T6 looks a little bit different to this, and yeah, I still like it, but it's I think I'd quite like the new T6 as well. There is a new T6 mod out, but I discovered that there's I did give it a test, and there is a lot of problems with it. Otherwise, I would have probably had it. Although I don't know if I had it in this map. It's actually having an older shape T6 is quite nice for this, or for what I'm going for with this setup, because I've got various ages of tractor. Ooh, 99. Oh, we need to get the stuff. Let's go that. And what I want to do here, absolutely, I do not want to be dropping a bale up this slope, because that will just disappear. So what we'll do is we'll reverse up a bit, and we'll just put it perpendicular to the slope, because if we don't do that, that bale will be off somewhere, and we will never find it. Right, close that up again. And then we're going up the hill. Should really go around this field the other way. this is really, really steep. Really, really steep. So yeah, as I was saying, I like the T6 on this map because of the because I was going for a variety of tractors, as if the farm had been upgrading its fleet over time. So for that's fine for me for that, but it does seem a little odd. Well, I can understand it, them not doing an updated T6 for the game. You know, this is still a valid tractor. A lot of farms have it. A lot of farms still have the 8340s. And as a result, you would have you know, this model of T6 will still be about, but it is not the newest model. And that's what I'm really getting at, is that all the other, even the, well, you got the T5 and the T7, which of course are new tractors for 17. And so that's the reason for them having the new shape. And I also realise I'm rambling a little bit at the moment. I think it comes down to, it would be nice to have the new T6 as well. You've got all other new Fords, it would be nice to have, or sorry, other New Hollands, it would be nice to have the new T6 as well to go with it. At 82%, 88, 91, 99, there we go. Oh, I really would like the bale extension mod. That would, because I have no idea, or the bale counter mod. Bale extension mod is just fantastic for how more interesting it makes bales. Because you have to keep them out of the rain, you have to store them under cover, or you lose their value, and they disintegrate over time. So if you don't use a bale, as in real life, the bale disappears, which is awesome. And actually, bale extension mod in this, you could make it collapse into a pile of straw. Or hay, or silage, or whatever. Yeah. So we're getting around our second headland. Should be, and just on this section alone we had 3 bales last time, so there's going to be an awful lot of bale stacking I've got to do. Which I actually quite like. I think stacking bales is one of my favourite things to do in this game. Really, really enjoy doing it. There we go. Fun pastime, stacking bales. No. Not really. But it is a fun thing to do in the game. I think it's because it takes a certain amount of skill to do it without it blasting all over the place. Now, please, please, please don't go to 100% before I got to the top of this hill. As I see where the last bale came out. Ooh. 28. Yeah, we'll be fine. 93. Wow. A little pile of straw at the top of that. That's alright. We're okay. We are going to have to back off a little bit, otherwise we won't be able to do our next row. But we're at least not placing the bale somewhere where it's going to roll off. Let's go in cab for a minute, I think. I mean, the textures in here are fantastic on this tractor. They are... There's a few dodgy textures on some of the older models in the game. Let's have a look. There we go. And it spoils them a bit, but this one is fine. This is good in here. We're working? Yeah, we're working. I like the look in here. It's a nice cab to be in this tractor. '95, '96, '97, '98. There we go. There we are. And we go. I'm almost there. Lift our pickup up while we turn the corner. I realise that starts going off at 70%. I thought it always went off at 80%. There we are. I'm just going to put this by the tree, and that way it won't block anything that we're doing. There we go. So we should have the headlands finished fairly quickly, I think. Now we're on our third headland. Put that up there. That should be easily avoidable, that one. I think we got that between two cuts, which will be very, very good to avoid hitting it when we're doing the rest of the field. Almost full again. 87, 88, 89, 90. Huge amount. There we go. Wow, that's a lot of bales we have just off the headlands. We should make a fair bit of money from selling bales on this. We'll keep some. We'll sell the rest. We need probably 15 bales for ourselves, 10 for the cows because we use them in both feed and bedding. 5 for the pigs as we use them in just the bedding with that. So 15 in all. And I'm not 100% sure at the moment where I'm going to store them. Because we have quite a good storage shed. Well, I know up at Yatton Ridge we have quite a good storage shed for bales because I've used it before. But the thing about that is only the pigs are up at Yatton Ridge Farm. Uh-oh. That's not a good one. We're going to have to turn and drop this bale perpendicular to the slope. Otherwise it is just going to roll. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to stop here and take that one off. Hopefully that will stay. Yep, there we go. It's not so bad now. We are we're now off that slope. That's the last time we have to do that slope, which is fantastic personally, because that is a grind every time, that slope. But yeah, we've almost got our headlands finished now. And then we can start hitting the main body of the field. And that should go fairly quickly because that's just lots of up and downs. 90, 100. There we go. Keeping one eye on the actual counter or the fill level at all times doing this. And we are using the cruise control, and we have got auto stop at 100%, but the problem is that the auto stop, you always have the braking effect taking a little while, so you will end up a little bit further along and missing a bit. So it's better to stop it before it happens. But if you aren't paying attention or you've got distracted by something, then the beauty of the auto stop for the cruise control is that, of course, you don't end up going miles and having to reposition yourself massively. Yes, you got the reposition, but not a huge amount. There we are. 1, 80, 90, 100. Cracking into the main body of the field now. There's an awful lot of bale stacking ahead. There we go. And drop that bale. So we're getting, well, I was going to say we're getting one a row at the moment, but we're on short rows. So that's about to change. We're about to hit the long rows on the field. And those will produce, I would have thought, probably a couple of bales each. Well, we'll see. That's one. This isn't even a long row. And that is going to produce a second bale. Or just not produce a second bale. go. Keeping an eye on everything in the mirrors. Watching the back of the trailer go, the back of the baler go up and down. There we go. And I can tell when it's dropped out because the fill level drops. Alright, this bit is going to be tricky, so I'll take it off cruise control. There we go. Well, the next row I think has less straw in it, because this is the row that we did that we only had half the cutter doing. We were trying to straighten things up, and this is what I mean by it would take longer, because either you've got to bring a windrower in or you've got to do both an up and a down on this, so it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. Right, we are doing okay at the moment. It's still at the top of the field, of course. And once we get stuck into those, not the next row, but the row after, we're on the really long ones. And once we've got those done, that will break the back of the field. That will be a huge chunk done. I mean, hell, we've got a huge chunk done now. But that will be, that will take a massive chunk out. But I reckon we're probably about 2/3 of the way through this, maybe. Quite possibly 2/3 of the way through this, because we're coming up to the middle of the middle of the field, and we've done all the headlands. Which is always a longer job. So yeah, we must be 2/3 of the way through doing this. This is the thinner one. This is the one that has a lot less straw on it. Check that we're, yep, clear of our straw row. There we go. We are getting an awful lot of bales out of this. Awful lot of bales. We have far more than the 15 we need. Go. So hopefully it will bring in a bit of cash. Seeing as we are still hovering at 943. So we do need to sell some stuff. We have plenty of bales here to sell. So sell them we shall. I think next episode we will be stacking bales on this field. We do have a live stream coming up on this map, but I will leave the remaining work on this field for these videos, and we will probably go and harvest field 2 on the live stream. And go from there, and maybe start doing some cultivating or some ploughing. Actually, is what we need to do on the rest of the farm. So we'll get that started elsewhere. But yes, we will leave the bale stacking on here for next episode. That way, the videos will follow sort of the whole setup of this field, of field 7, and we can do work elsewhere for live stream stuff. There we go. Oh, we are getting through these. Slightly longer episode than yesterday's. I do want to get this field finished this episode though. Oh, I think we've still got the backup. Yeah, there we go. Don't know if we missed any. I will see on the way back. There we are. I could of course split the baling of this into 2 episodes, but I don't really want to. I wanna have this done and dusted this episode, and then we can stack them next time. And it's going to take us a little while to stack all these things. We didn't reverse far enough on that previous row. You can see the bale sitting there in the straw. Actually, I don't think it is sitting actually in it. Is it? Yes, it is. Yeah, we didn't reverse up far enough. Never mind. If we get so close to having a bale at the end, we'll come back and grab that. But unless that happens, I'm not going to worry about a little bit of straw like that. Yeah, we have 3 more long runs after this. We really will have got the vast majority of the field up by that point. It's just some much shorter bits. And once that's out of the way. Oh, okay. I think we saw it. Yeah, the back's still up. Close that down. And then come back onto the row. There we go. go. Stay out of cab for a little bit, because we've had a couple of bits where we've forgotten to put the back down, and of course it's much easier to see it from here that when I've forgotten to do that. Grab that little bit there as it's en route. It helps us make the turn. Yes, we have a lot of bales off this. A lot of bales. Which is fantastic. It's going to take me a while to stack them all, but it is fantastic that we have that. So we won't stack all of them next episode, because we will be here forever doing that. But we will stack at least a trailer's worth, which will be our 15 bales. Which I can then go and unload at the other end. But yeah, we must have more. We've probably got about 50 odd bales at least on this field. Or at least will have. We seem to have not backed off enough on that one as well. 98, 99, there we go. Into that. It's all very dirty now. Might have to. I don't think we have a pressure washer at the moment, actually thinking about it. Yeah, we need to make some money before the end of the day. It costs us £2,000 a day to run the farm, or £2,500 a day to run the farm. So, if we don't make some money, we are definitely going to be in the red come the next day, come tomorrow. There we go. We should be able to just dodge between these two for our next row. And now we've got most of the big long rows out of the way. The next few are just getting shorter and shorter now. So we're on the home stretch. Which is fantastic. We are getting a lot off this, an awful lot off this. Wow, it's incredible amount. We're dropping a bale. Well, that's 2 or 3 times on the long rows, and on the short rows, this length of row, we are getting at least a bale a row, I think, from the looks of it. A bale and a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we dropped a bale pretty much every row from now till the end. So that's a bit of a thinner row. But even when the yield needs sorting, we still get a good amount of straw. A very good amount of straw. Yeah, this will give us a bale before the end. There we go. avoid that one. There we go. So our last 5 rows, just to finish it off. And we may not do all 5 because it would be better to leave the baler empty if possible. Whoa. There we go. We're not going to get a bale a row anymore. These just aren't long enough. I think this may be our last full bale. Actually, that's close. We will pick this up. See how much we get out of it. If it's really close, we'll go back and get that bit that we know we've missed. 32. Ooh. Might be close. 69. No, I'm not sure that will produce enough off that other one. Of that bit we missed. We'll go and have a look. See if we can get at this bit. Take it diagonal. We might be able to do it. Yeah, you see, it only took us to 86. Okay, so we're going to stop there. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all of the latest videos and streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you next time. Goodbye.